Annyeonghaseyo, goeiedag, goeiemiddag, good evening and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tian, I'm 27 years old and this little guy is Ryan. I'm so happy to be filming another Korea adventure time, story time-ness. It feels like I haven't actually shot one of these in forever, but I'm back again to tell you a little bit about those awkward moments that you have while living in Korea. I think most foreigners will be able to share you many stories about how awkward it can be and how awkward the people can make you feel, not on purpose. So please don't see this as me being negative or against Korea. If you click on this to put something in the comments, something hateful and mean, don't be a douche. Listen to what I have to say. It's just sometimes things can get slightly awkward. Before we start with anything serious, please follow me on Twitter if you feeling so inclined. That would be much appreciated. Or on Instagram. All my social medias will be down below and popping up on the screen while I talk, or that I just be spoken to with you now. Anyway, feels like I'm wasting time. Yes, so let's get into the story. This isn't really a story. This will be like small snippets of stories and things that happen. I think some things I have shared, some things I haven't shared. But the first one I actually want to call this story or stories or collection of stories would be Stranger Danger. Stranger Danger, Stranger Danger. So this goes two ways. Once the Stranger Danger is literally random people coming up to you and starting to talk to you because you are foreign and possibly English speaking. Like I said in my cult video, that preacher man came up to me, he prayed for me, he wanted to pray for me some more. On a subway there's been a guy that came up to me and also asked me about what church I'm in, and then you can just get random Koreans that at a bar, at a place would just come up and talk to you and you'll just think like, stranger danger, like don't talk to me, please, I don't know you at all, so like don't talk to me. So that's the one side of the stranger danger thing, is like literally just random people talking to you because you're foreign. I love it when you talk foreign. The other one is actually when you become the stranger danger. And this is not really something you can do, this is just feelings, vibes, or ideas that I get when this happens. And this is literally, I've had a few times while I was just walking down the street all happily, and then randomly a child, and now I'm talking about like 7, 8, 9-year-old child, comes up to you and starts talking to you. And like, hello, and you're like, hi, and they're like, my name is this, and they're like, what's your name? So they'll be practicing the English they've learned recently at the Hagwon or at school, and you're just standing there like, now I'm the stranger danger, and you don't want to look like the stranger danger. I become surprised, like, seriously, I do not want to talk to this kid, I do not want to talk to this child, this is awkward, I don't want people to think that I am Mr. Stranger Danger. Yeah, so that gets really awkward, because what also happened to me is in my apartment where I lived, on the 3rd floor there lived a family, and sometimes I would be downstairs. This was before they met me, so sometimes I would go downstairs, I'll be downstairs, I'll get back from work, and then again they would just greet you, or they would just stand there staring at you with no adult supervision, and you're just standing there like, this is awkward. What do I do? What do I say? Because one, it's difficult to communicate with them because they don't know English. You don't know Korean, or you don't really know Korean. And then again, you are this foreign person, man, human being, talking to a bunch of they weren't that young, but primary school children or elementary school children, like, stranger danger, and I do not want to be stranger danger. So those situations gets very awkward. Either you get approached by a stranger danger, or you possibly become stranger danger because kids just want to talk to you and practice their English, or they're just really nice. I know, saw a YouTube video of this woman once where she also was standing at the side of the road, and then a boy came up to her and he started conversations with her, and there's not a parent inside. Also something weird in Korea is a lot of times you do see children just like walking around without parents. It's just that safe. It's a very weird concept for me. But let's get on to the next one. So that's the first one. The first one is Stranger Danger. The next compilation of stories is actually help! I need somebody! Help! Not just anybody! Help! That is when you're actually inside in your store. No, when you're inside a store. And this also goes two ways. So the one thing is, I know Korea is very, very strict about having people on the floor walking around asking if you need help. And I've seen many of these people walk the floor and look through the floor. But a lot of times, when you're foreign, things get awkward because there will be no one. No one around to help you, and you're just standing there. Whether you know Korean or not, they will just like disperse to get away from you, and you're just like, I actually do need assistance, one, and two, I do have the necessary Korean skills to actually ask you in Korean, because many of them are scared that you will start speaking English to them. They're scared to embarrass themselves. They're just scared, and they also don't want an awkward situation. So it becomes awkward because now you're literally chasing after these Korean people in the store just to get them to help. So luckily, I'm one of those people who hasn't done that before, but you do get this sense of a lot of times when you're on the floor, like the people that work, they just disperse and disappear, although they are taught to be friendly and to be helpful. Not everyone is like that. Again, this is just for story time, so it's a little bit more exaggerated, but it is to give an idea that when you are in Korea, things are a little bit different. You do feel awkward sometimes because things happen to you that usually won't happen to you at all. The more awkward parts is when you actually go to pay for your things. I think I've mentioned this before, but when you go to pay for your things and then they start arguing about who is going to help the foreigner. And like I said before, they are really just also scared or uncomfortable or nervous about not meeting you, but talking to you. I mean, as scary as it is for you to go and stand there and then have them help you, because they will ask you, do you want a receipt or do you want a bag with that? They don't have most of them actually do have the English capabilities to do that. They just have a lot of pressure and doubt in themselves to actually say it correctly, so they rather won't say it at all. Which I completely understand, as I tried learning the language and I had put myself in the same situation where I can speak a little bit of Korean, but you just get so scared that you just cannot use the language and you switch to English, of course. But the awkward moment does become where you make eye contact with the cashiers and you're going to pay, and then you just see them start fighting with each other who's going to help the foreigner, and then giggling, and the one pushes the other one forward to help, and you're just like, well, conspicuous maybe? No. But that also becomes awkward. Going into stores, either asking for help, receiving help or going to pay can become extremely, extremely awkward. So, help! I need somebody! You might not get the help you need. What sometimes helps is Google Translate it into Korean and they show it to them. But also, be careful that I've tried that and they were just like, oh. And then I have no idea what Google translated into. So, yeah, there are some awkward moments in stores as well. And then you do get sometimes you get someone that is either very comfortable in their English capabilities or someone who just doesn't care at all and they just help you point A to point B and they try their best to help you and really give you good service. So, depends on who you get, just be aware that things like that do happen. And then the third awkward moments is when it comes specifically to order food. And other things, but mainly to order food. So, this becomes awkward when there is a language barrier on both sides. So this is when you're standing there and you're trying and you're fighting first. Okay, let me first start like this. So there's first a fight within you. I'm not sure within Koreans, but within me and with other people, you start rehearsing those Korean words, what you're going to order if you need to ask a question. You're like 10 minutes away and you're already starting. You're practicing that line in your head. Let's take an easy line, like you want to just order a cafe latte. So you go, cafe latte juice, cafe latte juice, cafe latte juice. And you start prepping yourself, cafe latte juice. And you even, and I also think, okay, this is going to be the price, because usually you go to the same place, you know the price. So this is what they're going to say in the price, and then you give them the money, and then they're going to ask you something. You try to think, okay, what's the word they used to say, like, do you have a coupon or anything like that? And you start rehearsing. Cafe latte juice, cafe latte juice, and you walk closer and you get more nervous and get more nervous, and you don't know if they're nervous, but possibly they're also nervous because they think like, shit, this guy going to talk English to me. And then you get closer and you get closer, and it just becomes, everyone just gets so stressed in the situation, and then you go and you muster up the courage and you go, cafe juiceo, cafe latte juiceo, cafe latte juiceo, and then the guy just looks at you, or the woman, they're just like, more? And then the silence just comes down on the room, and you feel like everyone's staring and judging you. And sorry, it just happened a lot of times where you just stand there with whoever's working the cash register and you're trying to order and you're trying to use Korean and they cannot understand your pronunciation of the Korean. And then so they try to switch over to English, and then you don't understand them necessarily in English. You switch over to English, but because you do get the term Konglish, where it's like Korean and English mixed together to make this new type of language. Then you try to go for Konglish, saying cafe latte into cafe latte into some other weird form of a cafe latte and a cafe latte together, and then both of you are just so confused and just become so awkward. And then and then hopefully if they have a menu at the bottom, you'll just take that. Or your next moment would just be to switch your order to, let's say for example, tea. Tea is easy because it's just cha. But yes, that's also very awkward, because that will happen to you a lot, especially when you're learning the language, when you're new to the language and your pronunciation is all wonky. You'll have lots of moments where you try Korean, you feel like an idiot, you're embarrassed, it gets awkward, they feel embarrassed and awkward, they try English, you don't understand, then it's just this weird situation where everyone's just awkward. But and then you do get your order, or you just change your order completely to something new. Also, when you try to order food, this can also happen. Then you just resort into pointing. I mean, I say, even though it is awkward, it is scary, still try to use the language as much as possible, but then also just be ready to point or to have it written down in Korean. So before you go, maybe have a piece of paper that you write it down, the Korean word, and then just put in your pocket for safekeeping, and then try Korean. But have backup plans. Like I said, you walk there, you rehearse this line in your head 5 million times, you get there, you mispronounce it completely, or they don't understand your pronunciation because they might be nervous or scared. Have a backup plan, but you'll always be rehearsing. So if you have any stories of those, or any other awkward stories you had in Korea, please comment down below, let me know. I would love to read your awkward stories. If you felt or experienced the same, also let me down in the comments. If you just want to comment something, then comment something, comment anything. Can be good or bad, but don't comment bad things. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, please like it anyway, because you're just like a loving person like that, and I would appreciate it much. Please comment, like I said, subscribe to my channel. All those wonderful things that I need you to do for me. What am I even saying? Yeah. Anyway, so comment, like, share, subscribe, do all those things for me if you want to see more of my content. I try to put out weekly content at this stage. I try to do one Korean-ish video or some kind of random video, and then the other is also my Baby Metal series that I'm continuing. If you enjoy Baby Metal, go and watch my Baby Metal videos. I will be doing a reaction to all of their album songs on their new album, Metal Galaxy. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. And then stay tuned as I will give you a live update in a few weeks time where I have something to update you with. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling now. Please do not let your fear interfere with your happiness. You deserve all the happiness in the world. Groete, liefde, vrede, 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 vr